Shabbat Shalom, one and all. Greetings from to the 12 tribes of Israel, dispersed, not destroyed. And to all those who are here or joining in today, I'd like to say Shabbat Shalom to you. We give all praise to the Most High Yah. We also would like to greet those who have come in or have come back for these lessons, and also those who may be new to the channel, new to the lessons. If you have the ability to share our lessons out, please share our lessons out. If you are a moderator in our channel, you have that blessed spot to moderate our lessons. I don't want any trolls in our channel. So if you feel like they're trolling, hit me up, let me know, and get rid of them. Time out, no, block them, because I don't have time while trying to do y'all's work for foolishness on any accord. So y'all just make sure that if you're in here, you are a moderator, you have the ability to time people out. I'm going to take your word for it, because I have to be able to trust in those people that I put in those positions. I am grateful for this Shabbat day. I want to thank everybody once again, everybody that came in. We have been over the first 5 verses in Genesis chapter 1. We have done in-depth study. We've done word breakdown. We are trying our hardest to get to the root of what this creation story is. Now, I've not been in this chapter as hard as I would like, and that's me. Because when you see certain things that shift your thought, you want to give time for clarity. You want to give time to receive something from the Most High. So, excuse me. So as we go forward in the lesson, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom. As we go forward in the lessons and we go further in the teaching, I want everybody that's here, if you have any questions, once again, I will try my hardest to guide you to the answers that you need and that you are seeking. If you don't have a copy of this book, the Ancient Hebrew Bible Lexicon, or the Ancient Hebrew Lexicon, is by Jeff Benner. Get it. It's essential. It's on Amazon. I think it's $12 at the most, I think. I bought it so long ago. Get it. If you have an opportunity to purchase another Bible, if you have to purchase another Bible, get a Bible that has an interlinear Bible. Listen to me again, an interlinear Bible. Sorry about that, y'all. Interlinear Bibles are a necessity in studying God's word. There's just no way around it. You need to get an interlinear Bible. You need to get a Bible that will show you the Hebrew as well as the Greek. The good thing about the Greek, we know that the Greek translations are off, but we can translate, Shabbat Shalom, Tori, we can translate back into Hebrew if you have this Hebrew Bible lexicon. Also, once you get a gist or an understanding of what certain words mean, then you're able to move forward to get greater understanding. Also, you need to buy a Sefer Bible. The reason why I tell everybody to get a Sefer or Safar, however you want to pronounce it, is because it puts the names back in their proper places. So you won't have to guess. You don't have to do the guesswork. and I think they've done an update to it, so it's a lot better. I got one of the original versions. I think I've had mine for over 4 years, so I've got one of the earlier copies. But there are people who are getting these newer copies, and as they learn, they're putting out more information. So it's better for you to get this. Um, it helps because then you'll get an opportunity to learn the Hebrew names of the patriarchs, the matriarchs. It puts things into its proper perspective. This way, you'll learn that that word that we've been using all the time, Lord, it is not a proper word to use when you are describing your Elohim or the Mashiach. Man, I almost tripped out. You, my child is on my account and she just posted a message to me. I'm like, wait a minute. But anyway, um, just remember, just I want you to think about this, um, because that word Lord does not describe our Elohim. It describes Baal or Baalim or Balaam. It does not describe our Mashiach or our Elohim. So we got to get out of that habit of using that word because basically it's pagan. So to everybody that is here, I want to welcome you. I want to thank you for coming. I know that I jumped on real early, but I need to get this done. Um, I'm gonna ask a lot of Brother Yosef this week. So I'm gonna give him. I'm gonna do the reading as far as script is concerned, and Brother Yosef, I'm gonna give you the words to look up. Um,
Okay.
so I'm gonna give you the first word, and it's gonna be Hebrew word 1288C. Okay.
Repeat that. 1288
C.
C as in cat.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, while I'm at it, Aaliyah, if you're listening to me, run into my room and grab my hearing aids because this is strange as heck. I can't hear you in my ear like I'm used to it. I'm listening to you through the phone and it just seems weird. So I need to get my hearing aids so I can hear a little bit better. Also, I want you to look up 1090, 1097M. I'm just going to give you the numbers of the ones I definitely need you to look up. Oh, shoot. Hold on. Let me look these two up real quick. I thought I wrote them down and evidently I didn't. Half blind. Hold on. Let me tell you these two. Excuse me, everybody, while we get this together. I thought I wrote two words down and I did. Charge that to my head, not my heart. Okay, okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. So did you get 2797B?
2797B.
I already know what they mean, but I just want to give you an opportunity to. Yeah, my mic went mute. I don't understand that. And also 1494 Jack. All right,
1494J. Okay.
correct. Now let me put my hearing aids in so I can hear properly. Because we're talking, I couldn't hear you. I was about to say, man, something wrong with your mic. And I realized that I ain't got the hearing aids. Oh, boy. Ain't nothing better than getting old, ain't it? Y'all knew exactly what he was doing. Y'all knew exactly what he was doing. Okay. So, ooh, wow, working real good today. I messed around and cleaned my ears out with some hydrogen peroxide this morning. Boy, let me tell you, boy, I can hear. I can hear. I should be saying this loud because now my wife know I can hear, and I ain't got no excuse. Oh, oh man. Shabbat shalom, Yosef. Can you give yourself a brief introduction, and then we'll get started. Hopefully, Malak will be in soon.
Shabbat
You
Shalom,
got the
family.
stage.
Shabbat Shalom. It's good to be here with you this morning on another Shabbat. Praise and glory to the Most High for being, for watching over us, bringing us together for another Shabbat. Also celebrating, and again, by way of introduction, this is Brother Yosef. For those of you that do not know or not familiar, Brother Yosef, the DFW, and we're thrilled to be here today. Happy to be able to get into the Word with you again. Want to also encourage you. We have begun Thursday, I believe Thursday sundown began Hanukkah, and we're celebrating the dedication, the Feast of Dedication, the winter holiday that our Hamashiach actually celebrated, John chapter 10, around verses 19, somewhere around there, John chapter 10, around 19, 20, 21. You see that he was in Jerusalem celebrating the Feast of Dedication. As I shared last week with a group in a message, that this holiday, this celebration was a big deal for Hamashiach, that he traveled from Capernaum by foot, 4-day journey, left Capernaum, his headquarters, ministry headquarters, to be in Jerusalem to celebrate the Feast of Dedication. And so this day was a big deal for him. And if it's a big deal for him, it ought to be a big deal for us. Also, I spent some time this morning in my prayer, meditation, and reading to get some background on what that day actually means for us. If you
Man, you done knocked the brother out, man. Wow.
knock me out, and knock me out.
Punched him clean out. Clean out.
As I was saying, prayer meditation this morning, reading to get some historical context into the events surrounding the feast of the events leading up to and surrounding the Feast of Dedication, and what the Feast of Dedication is actually about. You would want to read. I read the first 4 chapters of First Maccabees, and it gives us an idea of what our people dealt with the Greeks, dealing with the Greeks, and some of the things that were going on, and how our ancestors, especially the Maccabees family, Judah Maccabees and Mattathias and those brothers, had to fight the Greeks, and just leads up to the Feast of Dedication and how special it was, and what a glorious event that was. Again, First Maccabees 1 through 4. You may want to read that, get some background. And for those of you that are going to be in the company of your families over the holidays or in contact with your families, you just share with them. This is an opportunity to share with them why we left Christmas alone, and why we picked up the Feast of Dedication, what the Feast of Dedication is, and how special it is, how important it was to Hamashiach. Hamashiach wasn't celebrating his birthday, and he didn't go to Jerusalem to celebrate his birthday in December. He went to Jerusalem, an 80-mile journey. Again, y'all, I don't want to take too much time, but I want to emphasize this. He gets up and leaves his headquarters, travels by foot 80 miles to Jerusalem to be in the city of David for the Feast of Dedication. And that was a big deal for him. It was a big deal for us. And we want to know and understand what the Feast of Dedication is all about, so we can share that truth and share that information with our loved ones who have not yet awakened to the truth. And so I want to just encourage you to do that. Again, John chapter 10, you'll find that 19, 20, 21, you'll find that how Jesus was in Jerusalem for the Feast of Dedication and what was surrounding that, and also for historical background, First Maccabees. Just read the first 4 chapters. It'll bless you. You'll understand the battle and the struggle that our people went through for the liberation against the heathen, and some of the cost that was, what it cost, and the price that was paid for our people just to be able to keep the laws, statutes, and commandments amongst these nations. And so I just encourage you to in your free time to examine those passages of scripture. So again, looking forward to getting to the lesson this morning, this afternoon rather, and brother Malak.
Shalom, family, shalom. Hopefully everyone is having a wonderful Shabbat. Again, for me, I spoke to brother Yosef briefly this morning, man. I've been on the road for a couple of days. I mean, I came in town through the middle of the week, and then I left again. And I was telling him, man, how number one is uh I'm blessed. I'm gonna say I'm blessed that the fact that the Most High gave me traveling mercy every week, man, to make it home safely, and also to be able to have the means to be able to support my family, by working for myself. I'm very humbled by that, man, because again, a lot of businesses don't succeed after the first 1 or 2 years. But I say all that to say this, man, it's like dealing with this time with this coronavirus and what's going on with this election and this pandemic and all that stuff like that, man. It's there's a lot of people out there, man, that's struggling with their mortgage, utilities and things like that. So I don't take this at all for granted. And not only that, looking at the state of Israel, when I say Israel, I'm talking about as a people. We have to be mature, man, and grow out of a lot of this self-exaltation, man, and realize that, man, that we are one body, regardless of what camp you from or what assembly you're part of, what have you. Uh, we all are fighting to get the kingdom, man. There's no brother, there's no sister, there's no organization that's above the word and this truth. So we need to come together as a family and support one another. Don't get me wrong, there's a lot of our people that are still in wickedness, and the Most High is going to deal with them. But also to deal with this feast of dedication, man. That's for me, family. I don't know if anybody ever looked at this here, but when you look at a marriage between a man and a woman, so we're gonna look at it from a spiritual side, dealing with the Most High and His people, and you look at bringing forth in this marriage, you looking to consummate this marriage, and you bring forth a child, a male child. When you understand that, it takes 9 months for a child to conceive. So when they did the feast of dedication, and you understand the days of purification, and you understand all these things that's going on, that's what they're doing. They was dedicating themselves as a nation to the Most High in the 10th month, because you have a day, you have 8 days after for the circumcision, and then you have, I think it's like 30 days after that of purification. So the feast of dedication, man, is along that spiritual line, man, connecting the birth of a nation. That's why they rededicated the temple. You know what I'm saying? And your body is the temple. So again, man, there's so many things that are going on with these feast days, these high holy days, man, that our brothers and sisters in mainstream religion, man, are not getting. And if you're serving the falsehood of man-made religion, then you're showing who you serve. You're not serving the Most High. You're serving the pagan deities that are associated with those celebrations. So anyway, I just want to again, I just say thank you for the brother Yemi'el. I want to thank brother Yosef. I want to thank the ALC DFW. I want to thank the ALC Fresno, and I want to thank all Israel, all the organizations, man, all the assemblies, man. I want to thank everybody for putting his word out and continue to push the Pasar. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, again, Shabbat Shalom, everybody.
Hold on, I'm trying to fix this. It ain't acting right.
Well, you know how the
All
technology
right.
is.
Man, I've had a heck of a week. Remember last week I lost y'all completely and had to go back door to my screen yard to get back in on the lesson. I want to thank you two brothers anyway for keeping the lesson going while I was MIA to to the class. I went back and watched it, and it's great how y'all will keep when you, what does it say, when two or three to get are gathered together in His name, He will be in the midst. And so He controls the timeline, and He kept us all on point. He kept us all in our where He needed us to be. I also want to say Shabbat Shalom to Sister Jamie and to Brother Steve and Sister Antoinette. Love y'all, miss y'all. Can't wait till this pandemic is over so we can all start spending Shabbat together again. Now, I want to touch on something about this lesson. Once again, clear your mind of whatever it is you have thought about creation, because this is about to rock your entire world. This is not going to be for the faint of heart, nor is it going to be for ones who are stuck in the mind of not peeling back onion layers. If you ain't willing to peel back onion layers, to be honest with you, I would prefer you to catch another lesson, because this one right here is going to shake your mind up, and it's going to make you think about what y'all was doing during creation. Now, the scripture is Genesis chapter 1, verse 6. And it's very simple. It says, and Elohim,
You meant to
okay,
say
and said
Genesis.
Elohim, let there be a, huh?
You said Leviticus.
Yeah,
Genesis.
Bereshit. Did I say Leviticus?
Sounds like you said Leviticus.
No,
Or did you
Genesis.
say Bereshit?
Bereshit,
There you go.
Genesis chapter 1, verse 6. And said Elohim, let there be a firmament in the midst of the waters, and let it divide between the waters and the waters. Simple verse when read. Simple words. Simple, simple. First thing I want to do, I want to look at the word firmament. It is require. Require. Requia. Okay, and it is Hebrew, require, and that's Hebrew word 2797b. Did you find what this word is? This word is hammer in Hebrew. It means hammer. Strong's word H75 7549. It's not going to read that in the Strong. So, Bible lexicon, what does it read?
Yeah, I'm gonna go get my lexicon while y'all go over that right fast. Let me get my lexicon.
It's going to read hammer, and it's going to be
right.
Right? And it's going to read, it's going to tell you that word means hammer. And so we got to start looking at functions. What is the function of the firmament? The Hebrew word leads you to the hammer. But it does it. So what is the function of a hammer? The function of the hammer is to beat something out or to beat something in. This firmament is kind of like beating metal into a sheet. So imagine a fine sheet of it says Yah is a trip. He said, and Yah said, or Weomer Elohim Yahai Rakwa. And so he's saying to us that he is going to put fine sheet between waters. Read what it says in the Hebrew, Yosef, so everybody can understand where I'm going with this.
What page is that on? What page you on, Joseph?
449.
449. All right.
And it's going to be definition.
It simply says to beat out, to beat with a hammer, to flatten out. Then it says sheet as hammered out flat. That was the next definition. The third definition is flat, as hammered out flat.
So I want y'all to catch what he's saying. The firmament is something that he hammered out flat, something that he beat into place, something that he used to separate. Now, the flat earth theory would tell you that he placed the dome, and that is how he separated the firmaments. There's a dome that separates us from one portion of the water, which would be the sky. We would call it the sky because the clouds produce what? Rain, which produces water. In the air, there's a certain water content at all times. That's why you get mist, you get dew, you get all those things. Because remember, there was no rain at this point or time of creation. There was just a fine mist that watered all the plants. And the plants ain't even here yet. But I want y'all to understand the function of firmaments. The firmament was used to separate or to flatten out or to put a divide. This is why when you get the word Elohim, there is a mention of water even in his name, where you have this part. This part is the strength of water or strong waters. Behold, strong waters. I want you to remember that because you're going to see it again. Elohim is the one who divided waters from waters, separated waters from water. He was the great mathematician. He functioned in division. I'm about this because remember, he divided the night and the day in the last lesson in chapter 5. He divided the night or divided order, disorder. Now he is separating the firmaments. I mean, separating the waters. Well, there's a key in this word water, Ma'im, that's going to really trip everybody out. This is why I wanted to give everybody a chance to understand what he's saying. This word, Ma'im, Hebrew word, Yosef, it's blah, 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 blah. It is 1281A. So find 1281A real quick. This is essential for us to understand. And this is why I tell y'all to get a Hebrew Bible lexicon or Hebrew language lexicon so you don't make these mistakes. And I'm going to admit the mistakes that I've made, the mistakes that I'm sure Joseph would attest to, because in our job as priest, in our function as priest and priestess of the Most High, we are going to have to carry out his word or carry out the true function of our Mashiach. And this is important because you're going to start to see the Mashiach even in this lesson.
So you say 12 what?
1281.
It's going to be 1281A.
A. It's Mem Hey.
Yes.
The C as the place of the unknown or anything that is an unknown or in question.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait. Okay, so he put a divide between what? Think about it. The sea. What does the sea represent? That which is what?
The place of the unknown or anything that is in an unknown or in question.
You thinking what I'm thinking? His order was known when he spoke into the world and separated darkness from light. His order was known. Now he's putting a division between that which is known and that which is unknown.
Mm-hmm.
And not only did he put a division through it, he put a firmament in it.
Mm-hmm.
Like when you go to the doctor's office or when you go to one of these surgery centers, have you ever noticed that they have these sheets that are hung up on rails?
Mm-hmm.
And so when they come in, they use it as a partition to separate you from somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
He separated us from that which was unknown. Yah's law brought order. Yah's word brought order. That which was known. He wanted to separate us from the unknown. He wanted to separate us from the things that we didn't need to know. Case in point, back to Genesis chapter 3, where he told Adam and Eve, of all the fruit in the garden,
I was
of
about to say
all the
that.
trees in the garden, you can partake of. But this tree, I don't want you to go around it. I partitioned it from you. My word was a firmament. I beat it out and I put it before this thing so you wouldn't bother with it. And what was it of? The knowledge of good and evil.
Mm-hmm.
The known, the unknown. Because it was kept away from us. It was intentional. to keep this thing from us. So when we go back and we look at what Yah is doing, Yah's purpose was to already have something in place to protect creation. We look at the earth as his creation, but the earth itself, he had already ignored it. He prepared it so that his law could come forth in it, that his word could come forth in it, because it was a place of chaos. We know that Hasatan is the author of lies, or the author of chaos. So he brought the word, or the Ruach HaKodesh, or the Mashiach in, and he separated the two. Why do you separate something? So people can have a choice, or so they won't make a bad choice. First thing that happens when you get in an argument with one of your siblings, what does your parents do? They separate. Now, listen to me. The father has already made up a decision in his mind who was right and who was wrong. Usually one was separated and kept away from the other. Neither one of them got in trouble. One of them got in trouble. But he wanted to separate the unknown from us. Because to deal in the unknown, or to function in the unknown, is to function in ignorance, or to walk in the dark. His purpose was to keep us in light, in knowledge, in understanding. That way we could walk with him according to our purpose. Y'all with me?
I'm looking for a scripture, because I go ahead.
Go ahead and tell me what you were about to say, Malak.
No. What I was about to say is, as you was going over that, you were talking about how the Most High divided, he set the boundaries between the firmament and things things that we should not know, things that we have not learned, or we don't know yet. Even when you look at the sea, there's the script that talks about, can you search out the depth of the sea? You know what I'm saying? Can you number the stars? So I was just looking for those scriptures, because again, those are things that right now man is trying to search the depth of the sea, and he still can't get to the bottom. And he's trying to get to the cosmos. He's trying to get to the stars, and he still can't, because the Most High put a firmament. He divided, he separated those things. Yes.
Yeah.
Go ahead,
You said he beat out or separated the known from the unknown, or to be more even more specific, just to draw a line back to verse 2, to separate the known from the waste, the desolation and the destruction, the void. The earth was without form and void and darkness. So when he spoke, he beat out, or he was beating out, or separating. He placed a firmament to separate the known from what he did not want us to know. He did not want us to know desolation. He did not want us to know dysfunction. He did not want us to know waste.
That's why when you look at Mashiach, when he said, I would rather you be hot or cold than lukewarm, he didn't want you to straddle the firmament. He wanted you on one or the other side of the firmament. Why did he tell us as a people, look, when I get the land, I don't want you to go in and mingle with them dang Canaanites, with them Hamites. The reason for this, because they function in the unknown. Listen, they pray to gods or they pray to entities that don't have a life, that don't live, don't breathe, that don't move.
Mhm.
They don't know if they don't know if their gods hear them or not.
Mm-hmm.
They move in unknowns. We sacrifice children because we want to get certain things. We take our kids through the crucible of the fire. We cut down trees. We pin them up, put them in our house, and we deck them with silver and gold because we want to get a desired response from a demon we don't even know that has life.
Mhm.
But Elohim said, "What? I am the way, the truth, and the life. No man will come to the Father except through me." Well, who was the Mashiach? He was the Word. There is no way to approach the Father if you do not have the Word.
Mm-hmm.
It's a clear, present thing. Everything that he did was separated in knowledge of understanding of life and of life. So when he spoke Torah, he spoke light. He spoke life. It was right there in stone. He had it to where we understood it. He taught Adam himself. He walked with him, giving him the knowledge.
Mhm.
Look, man, go to this point where you're gonna have to figure this out for yourself. I'm gonna give you
Mm-hmm.
everything you need. If I got to beat the thing out, I gotta beat it out to separate it. You remember when Big Mom and them used to take them rugs outside and hang them up? They used to
Mm-hmm.
beat them rugs, all the dust out of them.
Mm-hmm.
This is how Yah is doing us. He wants us to see there is a clear division between the unknown and the known.
Mm-hmm.
When you walk upon this earth, we know that there's a Mount Rushmore. A Mount Everest. We know how high it is, but nobody truly knows how deep the sea is.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody truly knows. We know what animals, for the most part, are up here on this land.
Mhm.
We haven't even numbered the numbers of animals that exist in the realm of the sea.
Mhm.
Hell, the scripture tells us Leviathan lives in the sea. I've never seen it. At least I hope we haven't. You understand that Yah in this verse, he is separating us even further. He's taking us out of darkness. I brought you out of darkness into the marvelous light.
Mm-hmm.
Now I am going to show you what's known and what's unknown.
Mhm.
And I'm going to separate you and put you in a place of the known.
Mm-hmm.
Why do you think witchcraft is called magic? Because you got to go into the dark. You got to enter into the unknown. Why do I want to deal with an Elohim that ain't going to guide me and show me the way? Even when Shaul went blind, he was guided by the Ruach to where he needed to go.
Mm-hmm.
This is the importance of following Yah. Listen, when he sent Moshe out there into the wilderness, he still led him. We didn't go out blindly. And we as a people got this so bad that we would rather embrace things that we don't know or we don't understand. Listen to the Christian church. Why is it so vague? All you got to do is believe. Believe in what? Wherein Torah tells you exactly what you got to believe in. Keep these commandments, keep these laws and statutes. Don't mess with this. Don't fool with that. Do this, do that. But see,
Mm-hmm.
we don't like that because we feel like somebody is controlling us. No, you're not controlled. He's telling you what to do to keep you in the light. Now, you can make a choice. Always another choice.
Well, those laws are there to protect us. It's not there, like you said, it's not there to harm us. They're there to protect us. Um, whether we're talking about the dietary law, we're talking about the moral law, with even we talk about the ceremonial law, because the ceremonial law is designed about the covenant that we have with our Elohim. But then when we celebrate the pagan rituals, we're celebrating things that don't have any significance or any value. Matter of fact, if we was to be even honest about even going further, those things are celebrating the deities or the rituals of the oppressor.
Mm-hmm.
Well, let's look at this. You don't know the end result of you bowing the knee and reaching under that tree and picking up them presents.
Mm-hmm.
We got an idea, but you don't know. He just tells you there's going to be weeping and gnashing of teeth. Where you going to go? But he lays out the Shaim for us.
Mm-hmm.
He lays it out. He tells you what we're going to be doing. Heck, when we go into what's that chapter? Isaiah 66. He tells us from new moon to new moon, from Sabbath to Sabbath, we're going to be walking over the bodies of the dead, but we're going to be in a place of worship. Do you understand that? I would rather go somewhere a map. Look, there's a lot of times I put on my directions in my car on my Google app just because I don't want to make a mistake and get lost.
Well, don't look. I did that already this week.
I got an idea with that, but let me keep myself out of the darkness. He gave us a Google. He gave the original Google was his word in the Ruach. Turn right. Yeah. When you make a wrong turn, the Ruach comes in and that joke will tell you relocate. I'm gonna put you back where you need to be.
What that is though, that's ain't that's what that word is with the letter is rataza on a righteous path. What letter that is?
Yes.
Right, the righteous path.
Zadi.
Yeah,
to be placed on the path of righteousness. The shepherd guides you, and what Yah is doing in this verse, we look at the sky and we see the oceans, and we don't realize both are blue. Both of them take on the color blue. But what he is doing with this thin layer of air that we breathe, remember this will trip you out. What's the firmament? Well, it's that layer of air that we're breathing right now. Because look, when you go into the water, there ain't but so long you hold your breath. Scuba dive. And let me tell you, I be looking at that regulator real hard long to make sure I got enough air to get back up to the surface, my big tail. Because the last thing I need to do is get my fat butt stuck under that water. When you get in the airplane, you can only go so high and you ain't got no oxygen. So the firmament really is this thin layer of oxygen that we're breathing. It contains moisture. It allows moisture to come into it from both directions. But the fact of the matter is, it is a divide that we can exist and have life in. Because you can't live if you're too high, you can't live if you're too low. You cannot live without air. What's air? His breath. What's his breath? What did he breathe into us? The breath of life, the Ruach. That portion of itself. If we walk with him in this area in this thin area of air, we carry out his purpose for us. As long as we just don't deal in the dark. And we got it bad. I mean, Malak, Yosef, we gotta be honest.
Mm-hmm.
When we dealt in Christianity, especially me and Yosef, when we dealt in Christianity, we wanted to believe that the Messiah would come and crack the sky open, and that he would call us all up and call us into the sky, and we'd be whisked away with him into the heavens. Wanted to believe that when you died and you closed your eyes, like Christians believe, you die and you get your wings. I don't want a demotion. Um, I don't have a need for a demotion, but we know that we sleep or we rest until his return. People have to get into this understanding that Yah has done these things to, like y'all said earlier, to protect us. The nations deal. Why do you think it's so easy for the other nations to deal with us the way that they do? Because they exist in that place of darkness. When there's no light in you, a knife in you, your very nature is to destroy. I was telling a friend of mine this week, it is important for us to live according to the law, because it is the law that gives us direction. Without the direction, what is lawless is to be in that place of chaos again. How can you follow religion that puts you in a place of chaos? Why do you think there's 5,000 churches on every corner? Especially in the black neighborhood, what do we have? Churches, liquor stores, clubs, and pawn shops, and one good chicken spot.
It's the same way with it's the same way with the evangelicals, with the white folks. They got churches on every corner. Same way. Same way. I leave work, and I leave work when I leave work to go in a certain direction, I pass 5 churches. One is Anglican, one is they all evangelical. One is Methodist, and they're the same way. It's the same thing.
They gave us this chaos.
They gave us the chaos.
They gave us chaos because they're comfortable there. And so this is why you have all those different religions or all those different denominations. I was talking to my daughter and telling her, listen, Christianity sprang from the Roman Catholic Church. Understand this, you don't have all the fanfare, the glitz and the glamours, the big hats, and all that other stuff. But what you do have is the same God, the same deity. Somehow they were like, wait a minute, something ain't right with all these images that we laying out in front of. We need to get back to another, we need to get back to something simpler. And so to pull themselves away from it, they still kept all the traditions. They still kept these pagan holidays. They still kept the what do you call it? The Trinity. And I'm gonna let Yosef talk about this real quick, because I gotta show you why he separated us from this. I want you to explain to them the Trinity, Yosef, and what it really is, and where does it originate from?
Well, that doctrine or that teaching comes out of the Hermetic. You got the Kemet. They have their Trinity. Most of those pagan religions, before the Christian doctrine of it, matter of fact, the Christian doctrine of the Trinity is a copy and paste. That's what I call it. It's a copy and paste, especially of the Egyptian. You have Horus, Osiris, and Isis, I believe it is, and it's a copy and paste. It's a remix of paganism, and that's why we have so much. That's why we had so much trouble when you teach it. You had so much trouble trying to explain it to where it made sense, and so and that's one of the things that Hamashiach did. Hamashiach when he taught, he used the physical, and in the parables he used the natural to introduce us to the spiritual. And it made sense, and the thing about Hamashiach is that it made sense in the natural. It also made sense in the spiritual. Now, follow what I'm saying? And so when we were teaching the Trinity, there was no way for it to make natural sense. There was no way to explain it in the natural, or there was no likeness in the natural. I believe that the parables, they speak of Doma, where it's a likeness. The kingdom of heaven is like unto. The kingdom of heaven is like unto. It's in Doma, I believe that is in the likeness of that root that came from Adam, Doma. And there's no in the what we call the old, what we were taught to call the Old Testament. There's no likeness of that in the Old Testament. There's no likeness of that in the teachings of Hamashiach. He always spoke of his Father as someone separate and distinct from himself. He even spoke in terms of there were some things that the Father knew that he had not revealed yet to him. There was some you all recall when the mother of James, I believe it was James and John, the mother came to Hamashiach and asked him, requested of him that her sons would have the right and the left hand seat. You grew up in church, you know what I'm talking about. You got the pastor, got the middle seat, then you got the And so, and so Hamashiach told her, said, well, that's not mine to give. And so, and then you explain it in terms of the Trinity. Well, if the Trinity is true, if the Father and the Son are the same, or they co-equal or whatever, how is it that the Son could say, okay, first come, first serve. Okay, no, he didn't do that. He said that's not mine to give. It's given by my Father.
That's right.
And so it's just just the long story short, the Trinity comes from it's a pagan doctrine. It's the very thing that the Father warned us the ways. He said, no, don't learn the ways of the heathen, and that was the ways of the heathen, where they had that Trinitarian doctrine, and it's just
it leads you into a place of darkness, or it leads you into a place of chaos or confusion, because of the fact that now you're trying to make sense of something that is based off of a narrative that's not true. So when you look at the word when you look at the word ma'im, that word ma'im, which is go to 12:1a.
What was it again? You broke
the
up.
Known and the unknown, right? Ma'im 1281a. That's the known and the unknown, or separating, or that is a place of unknowns.
Yeah.
And when you look at him, he always to me, when you break that word down, it okay. So the first time he uses in this, he uses the word ma'im 3 times, 3 separate ways, and they're spelled different. They have the same root, but they're spelled different. The first time he uses it is when he says, and let's put, he said, and let there be a firmament in the midst of the Ma'im or the Ha'im. Well, we also know that H letter, or that what we would call the letter that makes that H sound, is a hey. So it's to behold the motion and the hand of power, or of movement, of flow. What is mem? Mem is flow. It's
flow or water.
life, death, water, because you can't live without water. If you get too much, you'll die. It's strong enough to kill you. That word, that letter, yod. What is yod? It's the open hand or the open palm. And what does yod do? What does it mean? I know that the hay is to behold or to reveal, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what is yod?
In the work, is it the work?
Yes.
Malak, is that what
Yes,
it
it's the
is?
work of the hand.
Yes.
The work of the hand.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yes.
when he says, behold the power or the water, then it says his hand or his works. He's showing that he's working things. So Hamayim is the workings of the water, or the workings of the unknown, or the workings of his power. But then the second time he uses it, he uses it, and it's just Ma'im, and it's just water. Then the third time he used it, it's Lemaim, the power, which is the va. I mean the Lamed is Lamed Mem Yod Mem. So what is Lamed? The power of movement of his work that brings forth life. See, the waters brings forth life in us, but it's also a place that we should be in, because we don't need to know his inner work. We don't need to know his power. See, look, sometimes he can separate himself from us in the sense of you don't need to know his inner works.
You can't know. You cannot know. It's the place of the unknown. Isaiah chapter 40 says there's no searching of his understanding, which means that if I can understand him, then he ain't who he says he is. It's just like think of this. And I was looking at I was watching something and showed the Mediterranean, and just imagine you're on a boat in the Mediterranean, and some kind of a way you fall into the water. You fall into the place of the unknown. And it's just a matter of time before it's as if you never existed. Because you disappear into the unknown. And this is why this is so important. What Moray is teaching is because it's showing us or revealing to us that what we need to do, what we must do, is just obey the known. The secret thing, Deuteronomy 28, I believe. And not 28. It's not Deuteronomy. But it says the secret things belong unto Yahuwah Elohim. But things that have been revealed belong to us and our children, that we may do the works of we will obey his law. And so instead of trying to
That right
understand
there was
him,
powerful.
we got to obey.
That was powerful.
You know how people always say what you don't know won't kill you? Now he's showing you what you don't know will kill you.
We'll kill you. So just follow my instructions.
To show you what you don't know will kill you. That's right. That's right.
We get into too much trouble. This is the problem with when we debate and do too much discussion on the word and strive with people over the various doctrines and ideas. We try to make ourselves to be understood. And that's not our calling to help people understand. Because unless the Ruach touches a person's heart and mind, they can't understand. They can't receive it. We get frustrated. Let me finish this thought, and I give it to you, Milan. We get frustrated when we share the word with our loved ones and our friends and our coworkers or whatever, and they don't receive it. Well, why are you frustrated? You're frustrated because, again, we think it's about us and our ability to communicate, and it's not. It's the Ruach that beat out the firmament and separated the known from the unknown. So it's the Ruach. It's Yahuwah and his Ruach that's going to beat the misunderstanding out, separate the function from the dysfunction. Go ahead, Brother Milan.
No. I was just saying what you just piggybacking off what you were just saying. Don't that sound like our conversation me and you had earlier? What you said, that's just like the conversation we was having earlier. When we look at Torah, when we look at the Bible, and we all are guilty of this here, saying our people are not ready to hear X, Y, Z. Right? We say this earlier, right?
Right.
Our people are not ready to hear X, Y, Z. In many aspects, that is so true because it's unknown to them. And what happens is when the Most High gave us the knowledge, we didn't want to take his knowledge. We wanted the knowledge of the nations. So now that we're coming back to the knowledge that the Most High gave us, in many aspects, we're not ready. The Ruach have to guide our people and make them and show them, and make and prepare them to be ready for it, not us. You know what I'm saying? Because see what's happening is when we look at the natural, like like you said, Hamashiach, he used the natural to explain the spiritual. Also, Hamashiach says, if you don't know the natural things, how much more the spiritual? See, we right now we want to spiritualize everything without understanding the natural function. Everything has a natural function, from the dietary law, from the moral law, from the ceremonial law. Everything has a natural function. Even looking at us in this captivity, we've been talking about this for a while. Like Brother Yemi'el is breaking this down. The reason why we captivity is he gonna beat it out of us. He gonna beat it out of us. He gonna beat it out of us. Then when he beat it out of us, we gonna separate. See, because we wanted to join the nations. He was like, no, don't join them. I need you to be separate. So since you want to do what you want to do,
Hold on. Think about this. Why does he always use wheat and tares? Why is our dispersion so significant? He dispersed us because he gave us what we wanted.
That's right. That's
He
right.
gave us exactly what we wanted. We begged for a king. Guess what? I'll give you a king.
Mm-hmm.
We beg for stuff that we ain't ready for. That's why
my
he tried
point.
to keep us out of the darkness. He said,
That's
okay,
my point.
okay, you want to be in the dark? Let me show you exactly what's going to happen when I put my people along with the heathen.
That's
Now,
right. That's right.
to separate you from them, I'm going to have to beat your tail.
That's right.
I'm going to have to beat the firmament to shake you out of there. Now, listen, I don't care how hard my grandmama beat that dang rug, that broom, all the dirt didn't come out.
That's right.
Only a little bit of the dirt came out. I don't care how much you vacuum your floor. It ain't till you put a steam cleaner on it and you heat that water up. Boy, I'm about to shout. It ain't until you heat that water up and then you pull on it till you get all the dirt out of that rug. That's what he's gonna have to do to us. Because we are weaved into the tapestry of the world right now. We are
That
huh?
what the flood was.
Thank you.
That what the flood was.
This time he gonna have to burn the rug out from amongst us because the water ain't gonna be enough. He gonna have to come through and he gonna have to burn it out. And only those pieces that are strong enough are gonna last. Everything else is gonna get burnt up. And we have to understand when he made the division between the firmaments, separating the water from the waters, if you want in the traditional sense, and putting us in that middle part to exist, he was keeping us there because it was a place of safety for us. You didn't need
Say it again.
the other side of this is a place of safety for us.
Place of safety.
And so what he's done now is allowed us to mess around in the darkness, and so it brings Thessalonians 2:12. I mean, is it Thessalonians 1st, 2nd Thessalonians 12 and I will bring forth strong the delusion that they will believe a lie. Can somebody find that and read it real quick?
I got it. Delusion. 2 Thessalonians 2:11. And for this cause, and for this cause, Yah shall send them a strong delusion that they should believe a lie. They might be damned.
Go further up. Start further up. Get the whole thought.
And with all deceivableness, I'm going to do 10. And with all deceivableness of unrighteousness in them that perish, because they receive not the love of the truth, that they might be saved. And for this cause, Yah shall send them strong delusion that they should believe a lie, that they all might be damned who believe not the truth, but had pleasure in unrighteousness.
There we go. There we go. Why aren't people embracing the truth? This answer is for joy. If you're in joy, this is your answer. This is why Yah did not intend on everybody to receive the message and wake up. Because those people that do not wake up weren't seeking them in the first place. They were comfortable in their lawlessness.
Go further than that. Go further than that. Because what the words say they had pleasure. They wasn't just comfortable. They would have pleasure. He says pleasure in unrighteousness. Hamashiach said they loved the darkness because the deeds were evil. They wouldn't come to the light because the deeds were evil. The light shining right in front of them. The way is clear. They didn't want to come to the light. They had stuff to hide, had something to hide.
But this is why when you bring the truth to our people, they would come up, yeah, but it don't matter. That's going to be their answer.
Right.
Because they would rather believe the lie. They would rather believe the strong delusion. You know, they're not really seeking him. Their heart is not with the truth. Their heart is with the lies, the deception. I'm doing it for the children. I'm celebrating the Christmas for the children. It don't matter. He know my heart anyway.
And
That is
our
the
people,
worst. Go ahead.
our people. Go ahead, Moray.
No, you got it.
Our people, our culture, our heritage. We were commanded to teach our children.
Mm-hmm.
We do this because of this. This is Yah. We taught them about Pesach. Well, Yah, we were slaves in Egypt, and Yah delivered us. So the holy days were connected to something that Yah had done, that Yah had done. But when we get to, when you get to Christmas and well, Jesus was born on no, he wasn't. Or you get to Easter and they talk about what Jesus rose in 1.5 days. No. Well, explain what about the bunny and what about the rabbit and the rabbit laying eggs? What about that part? You see, those heathen days are connected to foolishness and darkness and the occult. The occult is the hidden things of darkness. And so if we say, listen, coming out of Christianity again, if we say, well, we're doing it for the kids, or we say, well, it don't matter, that means that we have pleasure in unrighteousness, or pleasure in the darkness. Because most of our people know you have to work hard, Moray. In the age of information, you got to work hard to be ignorant. You just gotta want to be ignorant. When you got Google, you Google Christmas. They tell you about Saturnalia. They tell you about that tree. They tell you about Nimrod. Tell you about that Yule log. They tell you about that's Buddha's birthday. That's Mithra's birth. Mithra's birth. I mean, it's just hard to be stupid. It's hard to be. I don't like you. I'm gonna take that word back. I'm sorry, y'all. Forgive me. It's hard to be ignorant. It really, really, you got to work really, really hard to be ignorant in these days. But we love it. Our people
Use
love
the word stupid. Use the word stupid. Because if you that damn dumb, sorry, here we go. If you that I'm about to go on. If you that damn dumb, ignore the facts. Look, I got so many friends that I deal with on this platform. And I have spent hours upon hours telling them about the feast. And when we talk on this platform, then they say, I'm getting my stuff together for Christmas. I gave you the word. I showed you in the scripture.
Yeah.
I'm giving you a way out because the Father has led me to. Lord, let me rephrase that. The Ruach has come and given you the word, has given you a way out. And if you choose to follow the strong delusion on yourself, then you choose to be in the darkness. If that's where you want to stay, and I'm going to do like Mashiach did. I'm going to take up my sandals, knock the dirt off of them, and I'm going to move around. I have started to realize in this walk, first of all, everybody ain't going to make it. Hell, I might not make it.
Yemi.
But I ain't going out without a fight.
Yemi. I'm going to give you a double precept for what you just said. I'm going to give you a double precept for what you just said. Brother Joseph.
Yeah.
Read 2 Peter chapter 3, verse 5. I'm gonna give Yemi'el brother. I'm gonna give brother Yemi a double precept. What he just said, and you gonna drop the mic. You gonna drop the mic in and you gonna say the lesson is done.
Oh, 2 Peter 3:5. There we go.
Yeah.
For this they are willingly ignorant. For this they willingly are ignorant of that by the word of Yah the heavens were of old, and the earth standing out of the water and in the water, whereby the world that then was being overflowed with water perish. Yeah, willingly. You know, you talk about this. You know, the Christian church real quick before we go to that second precept. We say, "Oh, God is so good. He's so good. He's so good. He's so good. His mercy endure forever, and He forgive me for what did they say? Uh, Past, present, and future."
Yeah, yeah.
But we never talk about the Yah that destroyed destroyed the world and left 8 people. We don't talk about that one. So again, yes, we're willingly ignorant of the fact we're dealing with the same Yah that wiped out a whole planet, wiped out all of His creation except for 8 people and the animals that were on the ark. We forget about Him. We forget about the Yah. We forget about the Yah that led millions of people into the wilderness, and only 2 that were over the age of 20 made it. Moses didn't make it. Aaron didn't make it.
Aaron got took out early.
Aaron got kicked out early. Aaron should have got kicked out from jump. But that's a whole nother sermon. But my point is we're not paying attention. As Brother Malak, the point that the precept that fit like a glove. We're willingly ignorant. Especially, I talk about this all the time, especially this country that we live in.
Mm-hmm.
Willingly ignorant of the fact that, listen, we done stole a whole country. We done kidnapped a whole nation of people and got free labor from them. And then we done wiped out we done wiped out 100 million when we got over here and stole the country. We stole the country, wiped out 100 million. We shed the blood. Y'all listen to this. We shed the blood. America shed the blood of 100 million people.
Mm-hmm.
And and so now the slate is wiped clean. Oh no. Go ahead, Brother Malak. What's the second precept?
Yeah, they do with the waters. Get that where
Yeah.
it says existed long ago, and the earth was formed out of water and by water.
Mm-hmm.
That's what Yemi's talking about.
Mm-hmm.
He beat out the firmament.
Mm-hmm.
He beat out the firmament.
Yeah.
We have to understand this because it is important. If we don't come to grips with the fact that, I got something else I want to tell you about that flood too. If we don't come to grips with the fact that there was a race of people that was the apple of His eye, and we're it.
Mm-hmm.
Let's just play with this thing. You're it. We're it. Quit worrying about the other folks. Now, going back to that flood story, he loaded up the boat with 2 types of every kind of animal.
Mm-hmm.
Don't forget the beasts of the field, bro. Malak knows exactly where I'm going. Don't forget the beasts of the field. It answers a lot of questions that we lost track of.
Mm-hmm.
Had to put the beasts of the field on too if you're gonna bring 2 of them.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Remember what we said last week? If it ain't about you, it don't listen to him.
Mm-hmm.
The other nations mean nothing to him. Their job, because they've been in the darkness so long, they've continued this trait of destroying everything that he has created. They don't really matter to him. They're the seed of Hasatan. Don't really matter to him. Remember this. His seed continued on too. There was beasts of the field on that boat. We can argue that, but we got to explain how they got here somehow. And we could always, I'm going to leave that alone. That's for another story. But I could have ran off with it, Malak. I wanted to run off with it. But the fact is, his job, his function was to separate waters from waters. God carried out his function. Our function is to what? To take this earth and do what? To keep dominion over it, to rule over it. We were a representation of him in this realm. Not every nation can represent the same person. There's 12 nations that have the qualifications to represent the Most High. And we can go by name. Of all the nations in the world, there's only one people that can represent him. Shalom, Koti. How you doing? Go ahead,
No. Just piggybacking a little bit off what you were saying. What a lot of people have, they're not realizing is in our captivity, man. It's the Most High is so beautiful, even in this captivity, man. Our people don't realize. Just like the Holy Roman Empire when it fell, and how we took over without going to war. It's the same thing in this captivity. Your captivity is not about just punishment. Your captivity is you're going to subdue the nations, just like you were supposed to do in the beginning. The problem is we too busy arguing with each other over foolishness, and you ain't gonna have to shoot not one shot. You ain't gonna have to. You ain't gonna have to do none of that. Our people don't realize if we just stand up and just acknowledge the high holy days, the whole economy will crash. Just that alone. Just that alone. But our people were so busy trying to boast themselves and their organization or how long they've been in the truth, and you don't even realize that you ain't been in the truth nothing but that long. And your job is like he told Adam to subdue the earth. That's your job. You're going to subdue the earth.
Even when he scattered us, the scattering served twofold purpose. He had to put us throughout the world. Why did he have to put us throughout the world? Because we needed to learn the ways of our oppressor.
That's right.
Why did we need to learn the ways of our oppressor? So we could show them that their ways are wrong.
And to teach them
the truth.
The truth. People don't get it. It's like it's not that hard. But that's why he got to beat it out you. That's why he got to beat it out you.
Oh, okay. So, Sister Vale said, "Will there be a teaching of the beast of the field?" Because her and her husband have been studying Nimrod, and they wanted clarity. Let me explain to you about what happened to not Nimrod, but to Nebuchadnezzar. Y'all turned him back to his old ways. Mm-hmm. Same thing we're gonna have to do to these Europeans that have us captive right now. returning them back to their old ways. Look, we know how to put on clothes, how to take a bath, how to cut their hair, how to put on deodorant, how to read and how to write. But guess what? That ain't their nature. Regardless, look, you can dress up. Look, you can dress up a pit bull, but eventually his nature gonna come out.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care how much. I don't care how many. What? This is what you're watching in the world right now. This is why he did not intend for them to be in the leadership position of the world, because their nature is wild.
Mm-hmm.
To be wild is not to have any form. Every 4 years, listen, every 4 years we elect a president in this country. Get what happens? Nothing. Why? Because we're tossed to and fro.
Mm-hmm.
Both natures of both sides of the coin are wicked. Why? Because they're the beat of the field. They don't have to set aside way. They don't operate in light. They don't move like we do. It doesn't matter how much we teach them, they're still going to fall short because they're animals.
That's right. To edify what you just said.
Like putting lipstick on a pig.
Right. To edify what you just said again, Yemi. The Pope was talking about ending hunger, right, in so-called third world nations, and talking about and he said that the Catholic churches run out of money, but you have ceilings of gold. You have gold statues. So you mean to tell me you got all this gold, but you talking about you don't have no money, and you talking about you can't end hunger? It's the fact that you don't want to end hunger, because your nature is not, again, these people talk about they believe in the truth. How can you talk about you believe in the truth? And we know we could go back to the dumb diverses, we could go to the paper bulls, and these people knew who we were from the beginning.
Yeah.
And they still went forward. That just shows you that's their nature. That's their nature.
Brother Malak, I'm laughing when you're talking about ending hunger. Now, you had a problem a couple of years ago that you shared with us about the okra.
That's
Now,
right.
you got a little bitty garden in your backyard. And tell the story about the okra. Now, I'm making the point.
Go ahead.
Making the point. Malak got a garden in his backyard. And he was growing, among other things, he was growing some okra. And the okra grew so fast, he didn't even have room in his refrigerator, his freezer, to keep the okra. He was having to give the okra away or let it spoil. Just in the corner of his backyard, not that big. I mean, in the corner of his backyard, he was growing enough okra to feed them the whole, feed the whole block. Feed all his neighbors okra.
That's right.
And it's like these devils talking about, well, we can't. We trying to end hunger. No, I'm not trying to end hunger.
Exactly. They're not trying. It's not hard at all. And that's why we as a people, number one, we see the atrocities of us as a people. We also seeing the unfair treatment of what they're doing to the other nations. Think about it like this. We're supposed to be 13, maybe 15% at best of this population of this country, and yet we own less than 1% of the country's wealth. Now let's make this make sense. If you are 13%, you should have at least 13% of the country's wealth. Mm-hmm. So if you're 13% and you own less than 1% of the country's wealth, that tells you there's a problem. These people are 70, 73%, something like that, right? Mm-hmm. But yet when they look at the jobs, that had a six-figure income, at least 68% of their people was holding those positions. So what that tells you, It's by design. See, so when you see the atrocities that's being done by not only by to your people or done to the world, you are supposed to be the moral compass. This is why the Most High gave you that spirit of humility, that spirit of charity. But again, you have to. If you don't have the love for your brother, how can you then have the love for Hamashiach or for the Father? So this captivity is your test. You are going through class. You're going through school. You are learning how to be priest and priestess. But if you have hatred and malice in your heart and not holding your people, your ancestors accountable for the fact that you are in your captivity, you ain't learned nothing. You ain't learned nothing.
There was a brother.
Hey, find
There was a brother
Deuteronomy
on
chapter
the
6.
Deuteronomy 6.
Yeah, where it talks about when he's going to let us into the nation, when he's going to lead us out into the land. I need you to show a point real quick. It's either 6 or 9 or something like that. It's in between those.
And what it says, Yemi?
When I lead you into the land, when I
when I lead you to the land that's flowing with milk and honey,
do not take
land. Oh, you talking about 7? Okay, I think that's 7. When 7 and 1. Joseph, read that 7 and 1.
When Yahweh thy Elohim shall bring thee into the land, whither thou goest to possess it, and had cast out many nations before thee, the Hittites and the Girgashites, Amorites, and the Canaanites, and the Perizzites, and the Hivites, and the Jebusites, 7 nations greater and mightier than thou. And when Yahweh thy Elohim shall deliver them before thee, thou shalt smite them and utterly destroy them. Thou shalt make no covenant with them, nor show mercy unto them. Neither shalt thou make marriages with them. Thy daughter shall thou not give unto his son, nor his daughter shalt thou take unto thy son. For they will turn away thy son from following me. They may serve other gods. So will the anger of Yahweh be kindled against you and destroy you suddenly. Let me go ahead. Let me go ahead and read 5. But thus shall you deal with them. You shall destroy their altars and break down their images and cut down their groves and burn their graven images with fire.
She said, "Bro, she gotta go. Christmas gotta go.
You gotta come down.
Gotta go.
You gotta go.
Gotta go."
You're gonna end up doing all of that.
Yes.
Because if they don't go, you gonna go.
Right.
One of y'all gonna
You ain't
go.
willing to. Before
it ain't gonna be no coexist. Ain't no coexistence.
But Joseph, you remember what you said earlier about dealing with the pagan rituals. So you say that we're supposed to be teaching our children, right, from generation to generation.
Mm-hmm.
So what happens is when we look at our children, right, let's be real about it. What do we see? We see them celebrating what? The pagan ritual, because we have given them unto marriage.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So just like we were supposed to do this in Deuteronomy, we have to do this now. This is what this is about. We're gonna have to do this to fix this captivity.
What did the old psalmist Beverly said? He said, "I'm gonna make sure I'm right before I let go." And see that I'm gonna make sure I'm right before I let go. We got to let go of this mess. We got to, because what y'all gonna do, he gonna destroy it. So why are you going to embrace something that is not going to be here? See, heaven and earth will pass away before his word return to him void. His word is to be here even after the destruction of this. And there's going to be a new Shamayim. He's going to get rid of the Shamayim. I don't even know how to make this any more plain. He's going to get rid of the Shamayim and he's going to get rid of the arrest. And he's going to make it new. Why is he going to make it new? Because we are going to finally take our appointed position. That way don't have to be no separation. Because it's only going to be light.
Got to make it new because we polluted all of it. The trash in the sea. Our atmosphere is polluted. There's trash in space, y'all. They got trash, old satellites that they sent up there and they don't work no more. And you got trash in space. It's
Again, but that was like Yemi said. When you look at the footprint, that's what these people have done, and that's why we have to be the ones to clean it up. Because again, if we wish to be honest about it, it's not even their fault. It's our fault. It's our fault. It's our fault as a people, and that's we keep blaming it on them, but again, the Most High told us to do what? To subdue the earth,
and we haven't done our job. I want to tell us this: when he separated the Shamayim from the Shamayim, I want you to understand that he was trying to get us in a place of functionality and take us out of a place of dysfunction. This is why it's important to know what your function is. Conjunction, what's that function? If you don't know the function of what it is you're supposed to do, you can't carry out your purpose. That is why people, it hurts me so much to hear a kid or a young adult say, I don't know what I'm going to do with my life. Well, go back to the word. What's your function? Look, my job and my function are two different things.
What did King Solomon say? This is the whole conclusion of the matter. Fear Yah and keep his commandments.
Yes. Fear him.
We still confused? We confused because we bought into that doctrine of demons. Well, commandments done away with. We don't keep those no more. That was back then. So now we confused because we're dealing in the unknown. We have wandered off into the dysfunction, the chaos.
We've left. Look, the game of baseball. You hit a ball, and all you want to do is get back where you started from. That's the goal of baseball, to get back where you started from. Yah is playing a great game of baseball, but the thing is, Satan is a hell of a pitcher. That joker was the inventor of the curveball. He was the inventor of the changeup. You swinging at something that you can't hit. But see, when you got that bat, which is the word, it don't matter what he throw at you. You can knock it out the park. The problem is, why we say...
Well, I was about to say, but the Most High's word don't change.
Oh no, that bat don't change. If you swinging his bat, that bat don't change. That bat's so big. You remember when we was a kid and we used to get them plastic bats with the real big ends on them? You can barely miss anything. That bat. That's look, man, this is why I'm telling these people, go back to the word, learn the language, learn the function, learn the position, learn what your occupation is in this thing. Because I'm telling you, the beast of the field is doing his job.
Doing his job.
The seed of is doing his job.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, when Yah destroyed the world the first time in the flood, he washed away, he washed a lot of stuff. He allowed some stuff to come with us.
Mm-hmm.
Because his whole purpose was for us to decide,
Mm-hmm.
choose this day who you serve.
Mm-hmm.
Look, everything that he did, he told us what he wanted us to do, but he wanted us to choose right. Because righteous man chooses the right path.
Mm-hmm.
Look, there was Abraham worshiped the moon and the sun.
Mm-hmm.
This is the story they don't tell you in the church. Abraham was a sun and a moon worshiper.
Mm-hmm.
But when he heard the voice of he chose that day who he was going to serve.
Mm-hmm.
Look, Noah was intelligent, was righteous. He was a drunk. He drank a little bit. Noah liked that grape. You know, he liked that, the fruit of the vine. But when y'all say, look, boy, you better make a boat.
Mm-hmm.
You better just build it. In the middle of the desert, build what I said build.
Mm-hmm.
Build it now. 120 years later, he building and preaching. Building, preaching, and teaching. And this is what we're doing, bless you. And this is what we're doing right now. Those people that are woke up, we are building, we are teaching.
Mm-hmm.
And one day, Yah is going to shut us in.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Look, people miss this. When Moses said, Moshe said, Yah, I want to see your face. And Yah said, look, man, no man can see my face and live. No, but what I will do, I'm going to put you in the cleft of the rock. And when I pass by, I'm going to cover it. When I pass by, I'm going to let you see my hindwood parts.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, y'all, when y'all come back, he's going to destroy everything. If you are walking with him, he's going to put you in the cleft and he's going to cover you up. And when you come up out of that rock, you're going to see all that dang destruction. Going back to the thought that Malak had, you ain't going to have to fire around. I be laughing so hard when I hear them brothers on the corner talking about we going to fight a war against the Edomites and we going to do this and blah, blah. Y'all need your help.
You know what's weird about all that? What you just said too. Nah, and I know you're old military, brother. You know, nah. Joseph, know the kind of artillery I got. I mean, I got some stuff, man, that'll make, and you know, but you don't see me, because the word is gonna give us the salvation, not, you know. I mean, I just like guns. I mean, I've been a gun collector all my life, you know, but at the same time, I mean, I don't put my faith in man's cardinal weaponry. I put my faith in the Most High. You know what I'm saying? You know, now, do I believe in defending myself? Do I believe in survival skills? Yes, I do. But that's only because the Most High give me that ability. He gives me that knowledge and that wisdom. Other than, you know, he surrounded me years, you know, learning how to hunt with my uncle and learn how to fish and learn how to do gardening with my grandmother. So I understood my purpose. I understood that's why he put these people in my life to learn these things. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people don't realize that when you, like me and Brother Yosef was talking about earlier. I didn't grow up in a parent home where I had both of my parents. Matter of fact, my grandmother and my aunt and them raised me. You know what I'm saying? And people complain about what they go through in life, but you don't realize that your perspective on life determines your future. In other words, I could have been raised with both of my parents in my house, rather been a serial killer. So you have to understand that whatever you're going through in life or whatever you went through in life, the Most High put you there to learn something. The problem is all people don't want to learn nothing.
That's a fact. And that which they learn, they question.
There you go. There you go.
You and I hear so many people that I don't understand the scripture. I don't understand the scripture. Keep reading the book. You are going to get an understanding eventually, because the Ruach is not going to leave you out
That's
there
right.
by yourself. That's not,
Right.
if you are sincerely seeking him, it is his obligation to give you the knowledge and give you the understanding to move forward in this thing called life. The problem with us, and I keep going back to this, is that by nature we are wicked. So because we are wicked, we tend to do things wickedly.
You gotta hit my Joseph. You move Joseph off.
He done took himself off. Here you go.
Sorry about that.
That's all right. We tend to do things according to somebody else's will and not the will of the Father. It's easier for us to follow Hasatan because there ain't rules.
That's right. That's right.
I love rap music. I love rap music. Devin the Dude had a song called "Do What You Want to Do."
Yes, I know it. Yeah.
Do what you want to do, say what you want to say. Y'all don't work like that.
Right. That's right.
You got to do what he wants you to do. You got to say what he wants you to say. You got to walk according to the way that he wants you to walk. You got to keep his feast days. You got to do those things because it's practice. Look, none of us got it right. Even when I argue with these folks, because I do argue, I ain't gonna lie. With these LaShawn Kadash folks, if it's Fok, the Wok, or whatever, man, none of that matters. He's gonna return us back to a perfect language in the end times anyway. If you know what the characters mean, it don't matter. You can put everything together. He wants you to put the thing together. He don't give a dang about how it sounds coming out your mouth. He gonna return you to the perfect language. Just like I hear jokers, man, this is what I'm about dark and light, man, about separation. Look, the paleo and the modern, there is no different in the paleo and modern. It's a lie, it's a deception. All of them have the same meanings. Yiddish is not a language, it's slang. We run around teaching, man, the modern script, that's Yiddish. No, dude, it's just modern. But the meanings of letters, the meanings of those characters are the same. And if you understand that, you can figure your way through it. What's going on, Ak?
No, that what you just said, Ak, is again so powerful. This is why when we look at how Hamashiach was able to take the natural and give the spiritual, and look at not only looking at that, but also the parables were in such a manner that when he spoke it, the people was able to look at the from a cultural perspective. But when you look at the paleo, they didn't have to be so-called educated because they could look at the function. The alphabets had a function. You know what I'm saying? So now when we look at English, English language is not only a bastard tongue, but it's an equivocal language, meaning it has two or more meanings. And when we look at Hebrew, it's not like that. It's functional. It serves this purpose.
In each word, let me break this down to people that don't understand. In the Hebraic sense, each word has two meanings. People don't understand that. But
right.
The function is either it's good or it's bad or it's told. Just like the word debar, the word debar has two functions. One means a plague, but the other one means a bee. It's
I mean,
how
the
you
plague
put
and
it on this
what was the other? One
B.
said one is the plague and one is what? B. Okay.
B. Well, that's like the word. That's right.
B.
That's like the word. That's like the word naked. The word naked. It can be meaning naked, or it can be meaning sinful. It all depends on the context of the script. You know what I'm saying? So that's the way. But
Right.
again, when Hamashiach was speaking to his people based upon the parable, they would understand it from a natural perspective, would also get it where it would tie into the spiritual. Yes.
And if you could see the spiritual, then you would understand the parable.
Mm-hmm.
But to miss and have an eye that is wicked, you only see what he's talking about. Look, when you talk about the parable of the prodigal son, everybody thinks about the son, but they think about the son that way. They don't never think about the son that was still there.
Exactly. Exactly. Exactly.
I want to talk to y'all real quick before I close. Go back to Genesis chapter 6. Verse 6, verse 6,
Verse
chapter 1,
1.
verse 6. Keep reading it. Take the words. I'm going to come back to it next week. We're not going to move into 7. We're going to go back and we're going to break down every word. Every word. And so we can draw this picture out. But I wanted to touch those few words because I wanted you to get an understanding of where we were going. So we're going to revisit this next week because now I'm going to put, the Ruach is leading me to put the whole sentence together from the let there be. What did we say let there be meant last week? That he was holding in the center, right?
Mm-hmm.
So when we think about let there be, okay, Elohim said, okay, and said Elohim, let there be a firmament between the waters and the waters. I got to make this so clear because when we go through this now, you're going to get to see what the mist of, didn't use the word mist of, let us divide. So we're going to go over the word mist and divide. And I want y'all to look those things up and already have them in your heart, have them in your spirit, because what's going to happen next week, we're going to put a sentence together. And we're going to go through it, not only through the contextual meaning, but the spiritual meaning. Because we've already touched base on, okay, I'm going to put this firmament here. I'm going to put this sheet here so I can separate something. And I'm going to separate the known from the unknown. Or I'm going to separate both unknowns. So you don't know what's going to happen in the Shamayim. You don't know what's going to happen in the Mayim. But what you do know is what's going on in the firmament where I have you exist. So I'm going to go back and we're going to touch it because we need to get a fuller understanding. Then when we get ready to go into chapter 7, we've been on, verse 7, we've been going through this long enough, y'all, that if you don't have a book, you need to start breaking this down for yourself. I'm telling you, don't make me, Malak, and yourself do all this work. Yeah, it's our jobs to teach, but it's also your job to eat. You need to eat this word. So start breaking it down for yourself. Go get the books. Joseph said if you had problems with purchasing one, he would buy you one. Hell, I will buy you one if you need one around the 30th. I'll buy you one. But the fact of the matter is, we need to eat. Let's go sit at the master's table and get this food.
Mm-hmm.
All right, y'all. It's been a great Shabbat. I want to tell you Shabbat Shalom again. Malak, you have any words?
No, I'm good. I just thank you for the lesson again. I thank you for what you're doing, man. Let's continue on it.
All praise to the Most High Yah. Yosef, you have anything?
Brother Yemi, Mawar Yemi, we thank you for bringing this out, digging deep into those truths and bringing them out to us and helping and letting us, inviting us into the party, inviting us into the party to
All
be able to
praise to the
share
Most
with
High,
you.
man.
Just very quickly, y'all. Now we are affiliated with the Arc Fresno, and I want to recommend this. I want to make a recommendation. Yoshiyahu Dawid has a series on the Awakening Remnant Coalition on YouTube. He has a series where he restoring our identity, where he goes to the Aleph Bet. That's a very, I mean, y'all please go through all the way through the alphabet. Each letter of the Aleph Tov, he goes through, and he and brother Yaron, I believe it is,
Yeah, you're wrong.
they reintroduce us or introduce us to our culture, our history, and our heritage through the Aleph Bet to help us regain or restore our identity. I want to make sure we do that. I mean, that's blessed me, so I'm recommending it to all of you. And so it's just been a great day, and we look forward to next week.
Hallelujah. To all of you, I thank you for coming in, watching. I thank everyone who has sent their donations to us to help further the work of the Ark. It is not essential, but we ask that if you do, we thank you. We really thank you from the bottom of our hearts for helping us sow in. StreamYard takes money every month from my check, and this makes it a little bit easier on me. The apps that I use and the study tools that I use cost money. I thank you for y'all for helping me as far as that is concerned. It's not mandatory, but I thank you for sowing into us. And when this pandemic is over with, we're able to travel again. Those funds help me move so I can travel. So Sister April has put in the link. You can reach us on Cash App, where you can reach us on PayPal. And just it's the Cash App is $ Yahoo, and it's right there in the chat. Um, Listen to me. I don't beg for money. God has blessed me with the ability to have funds. But if you want to sow into us, if you want to help us further this work, then I appreciate it. I'm not going to stop you. I thank you. Now, as we get ready to close in prayer, go and read verse 7 this week. Break down those words, the ability to do it. Even if you can only get it on the base level from the Strong's Concordance, we'll take you the rest of the way. But do the leg work so you can familiarize yourself. It goes to this. It goes to the function of this here. Just make sure that you study, start breaking down those words, and we're gonna take our time and go through this first chapter. Like I told like I told Malaki and yourself, I said, man, I spent 6 years in Genesis. Heck, if we do the way that we're doing it now, we might spend 16 years in Genesis. But it's important for you to get the food that you need, and it's to start a habit of studying this way. Because if you start this habit, it'll make the lessons easier. Because I always study this way, and I always have the words this way. I just don't always do the whole sentence breakdown, but I do key words in the sentence. Now, y'all is making me break down the whole thing. So I want y'all to break it down too so you can eat. Enjoy this meal. I'm having so much fun doing this that it's helping us. It's helping us. So once again, I want to tell everybody I love you. And look, every time you see my name pop in the chat, it ain't me, it's my daughter. So it's my daughter with that foolishness on my YouTube channel. So I want to tell everybody once again, thank you, a total Rabbah. Praise to the Most High Yah. And we close in prayer. Abba Father, we thank you for another Shabbat. We thank you for the word that you allowed to come forth today. We thank you for the Ruach HaKodesh that carried it throughout the nations, so that all the people that were here could hear. Yah, we ask that those who come back and watch this, let them get an understanding and let them be dedicated to the listening of this. Abba Yah, we also ask right now in your name that your spirit would go forth and rest upon each of us, that we may be righteous and we may be worthy of what it is that you are having us to do. Allow us to walk in our function, allow us to walk in our call, and just keep us on the path. And Yah, if we stray, we thank you for Yeshua HaMashiach, who came, bled, and died for us, that we may have an opportunity to be redeemed back to you. So in all these things, we give you the highest praise by saying hallelujah,
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
hallelujah,
Hallelujah.
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 Shabbat shalom, everybody.
Shabbat shalom, family.
Peace, fam. Peace, fam.
Let's do a call in about an hour or two. That's
Okay.
3.
Okay.
All right, shalom.
Shalom.